Welcome to Bravo Happy Hour. I'm your host, Megan O'Donnell, and today's episode is blessed with the presence of Christine Biancavilla. She is a Bravo super fan who has recently exposed one of my favorite things on the internet, which are the Venmo accounts of our favorite Bravolebrities. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. So how did you end up finding these Venmo accounts? Because this has been one of the best things I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, so I can't take credit for the idea because I saw it. This guy on TikTok posted something how he found like Madison Beer's Venmo and he like wanted to find more celebrity Venmos. So then I posted his TikTok and I was like, I think I want to do this, but with Bravolebrities. So suddenly I just like, you click one and they're all there. And it's insane because no one thinks to like keep their Venmo private, I guess, because it's not something.
Because like who would be going and looking?
Well, me now.
I know, exactly. I'm like brilliant people.
Exactly. So you find one and they're all there and like they're all friends with each other. Like, you know, like Sonia's friends with Erica Jane, like, and then you just find them and and like I know that it's them because they're the only ones on there because it's not yet like infiltrated. So that's kind of how I found it, and it was just a journey, to say the least.
My favorite was Gina Kirscheneider from the Real Housewives of OC having like 8 different payments for someone organizing her home.
Poor Gina. I like want to help her. Like I'll organize it. Like, what do you need?
Oh my God. And then obviously Teddy Mellingcamp's just glam payments. Glam on glam on glam.
And I'm like, this is really rich because you know, who was glam shaming, and now look at your Venmo and look at all this. Like, that's the receipts that Dorit should pull up, is Teddy's glam Venmo.
Real. And even I think, I can't remember, where did they go recently? I can't ever remember I think they were going to New York and they had like a morning flight and it was the night before and Teddy was getting glammed to go to the airport at like 4 a.m. I'm like, girl, you know they're going to do like iPhone videos on the plane. You're not going to get like the full camera crew lighting situation.
Right. Like, and I love the iPhone like shot by them. It's the best. But like, what?
I feel like it used to be a little bit more intimate, but I feel like at this point, airlines are probably like, you know what, just sit in your seat. We don't need that drinks between people.
For sure.
Up and down the aisles, causing trouble for other people.
100%.
Well, we also have to touch on a little bit of this Call Your Daddy drama, which I know you don't listen and I don't listen, but now I'm like this weird bystander who is completely obsessed with this drama that has nothing to do with me.
100%. Like, I cannot stop. And I actually tried listening. Someone had recommended it to me like a year ago. And I was just like, and I don't know why, because the only podcasts I listen to are like pop culture-y. So I was like, okay. So I listened to it and I could not even get through like 5 minutes. I was like, I just don't get it. Like, and I don't really like the sound of like their voices. Like, it's just like, I'm super particular. And I was just like, whatever. But now, like, after investing myself in this drama, like I listened to the one Alex Cooper put out, obviously. I'm ready. I'm a fan. Like, dive in. I'm ready to go.
I definitely really enjoyed the whole situation, but I think at this point, like, they've kind of done this poor Sophia girl dirty. Like, she is probably sitting up in that apartment with Quagmire or whatever his name is, Peter Nelson, like, crying her fucking eyes out. Yeah. And as much as, like, I think, you know, she did dog Barstool Sports and really screw herself out of so much money, when they were talking figures, I just start to cry and wish like this podcast was about like sucking dick and having fun, because then like
make millions.
I would be doing so much better if I just put my entire life on blast.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Now I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, should I do?
Sure. Like, tempting. No, I agree. I feel like, because I totally get like, this is Sophia's fault. Like, she was being greedy. I think she was just under this influence of her boyfriend, which is like sad because, I mean, you hate to see that like break up a friendship, but like I feel for her right now because she's probably just getting like attacked and like just hysterical, and like that sucks too. Like that's a shitty place to be.
And also it was kind of clear that Alex like created the show, built the show, did all the work for the show, and Sophia kind of just had an easy ride. And so for now, like, she's not going to get another deal like this. It's not like she's someone who, like, Joe Rogan goes to Spotify for $100 million or whatever. Like, those opportunities are not getting to Sophia without a partner. Right. And maybe someone will listen to the first 4 episodes of whatever new show she's probably trying to cook up right now with Peter Nelson, you know? And so I actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, Dave Portnoy, who's like the owner of Barstool Sports, is such a petty, catty bitch. I could actually see him giving Sophia another show and then kind of creating some sort of like real war podcast.
I honestly kind of like would love that. I mean, I love any drama, so I'm like, let's go.
Well, they were saying they were like doing open, like they're not holding auditions for
but
they're like, oh, we're now going to take people who are really interested in podcasting and give like women voices, because clearly like this like was such a huge hit, so why not give other women voices? So now I'm gonna start watching sports so that I could like get a
exactly.
network. I'm gonna change this whole podcast. Right. But if I had the fucking backing of like a corporate company.
Right. It's insane. Like, and that deal, like, I get like their first contract. Like, I get like not wanting to settle, but like the deal that you were offered was it. Like, it was amazing. Like what was bad about, like, there was nothing bad about it. You get $500,000 and you get the rights to your IP after, like, it was like a no-brainer.
It just was selfish. And you could tell when Alex was in her 32-minute video that I watched that had like 30 ads in it. And I'm like, damn, like, you know, they're also making money from this. Like, this is all just like a money machine.
Right.
But she was saying, like, after every meeting they would have, she was like, I agree with the deal. I agree with the terms of the deal. Right. I agree with the terms of the deal. And the fact that Sophia just kept being like, we want more, we want more, we want more, we want more. It's like, girl, drop it. This is a podcast. Like, people might stop listening. They could easily stop listening, period. Like, you know, this whole shtick of you two, like, talking about sucking dick. And I know like, that's, like, ridiculous to say, like, all they do is talk about sucking dick.
No. Yeah.
But, like, I think that's, like, 83%.
Yeah.
You know, like.
And now, yeah. I kind of like it now because even Alex is like, I want to bring on people, like, we don't just have to talk about this, which I like I'm excited for her. But no, it's like, just take the deal. Like, it was a good one. It was.
And like, to know like how much money they're making, like, on merch and all of these other things. And now she makes no money. Now she's got no job. And oh God, take the money and run, people. Take the fucking money. And her dumbass boyfriend, he bet like, and you know they're gonna break up in 3 months, and
right?
Because she's gonna be like, I don't want to be with this guy who's just been
right. And then she'll have nowhere to go, and she lost her friend, and it's like, what? Never do that for a guy. Like, come on.
And I liked how Alex at the end of her video was like, I made the decision alone with myself and my family.
Yeah.
And I made this decision. I didn't have a man making this decision for me.
Right.
And thank God, because, you know, she could have been swayed in the other direction. And of course, you want to shop your show to other networks and see what you can get. Of course, this is business at the end of the day. But then when your current employer sweetens your deal to such an insane extent, take the money.
Right. It's insane. It's insane.
Well, I know, right? I'm like, this is not even like the contentious part of this episode. My heart is racing for fucking Alex Cooper or whatever her name is.
Yes. Like, somehow I'm now her number one fan. So here we are.
I followed both of them, and now I'm like getting spam for their merch on like every like affiliate ad of every website I go to. I'm like, I need to buy a shirt that says like Gluck Gluck, which like I don't even get.
Which I don't even know. Did you see though?
Blowjob thing.
Yeah. Did you see Sophia though changed her bio?
Oh like, yeah.
From
like, it's like greedy, like low life bitch or something.
Yeah, basic, greedy, lazy, submissive, weak-minded, unable to think for myself. And that's just a little bit about me.
Which, like, I also like the self-deprecating.
Right, like
that post of that.
What else are you going to do, like, at this point? Here.
I mean, again, she's probably just, like, sit up in her apartment, ordering food, and just guzzling wine.
Right.
I'm also doing that, and I haven't been public.
Right, and I haven't been through. anything really.
My choice. Well, I don't think we can really talk about what's going on in the world without addressing what happened this past Monday when George Floyd was senselessly killed at the hands of Derek Chauvin in Minneapolis this week. The country has been protesting and up in arms because of, police brutality and the just insane video footage of this man literally dying. And we, we talk about racism on the show a lot and talk about it in like microaggressions, whether it's Catherine Dennis or Max and Brett, Leanne Locken, but this is like, pretty aggressive, blatant racism. And so I want to just applaud Porsha Williams, who is obviously on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and the granddaughter of Hosea Williams, who is a civil rights leader and was like MLK's homie, and who she has been on the front lines all of these protests in Atlanta, standing up. She literally brought Porsha Jr. to one of them. And I just like want to thank her for standing up and being a voice, because people are listening to her. And I can't say the same for a lot of her co-stars and other people on the network, but it's just been really nice to see how passionate she has been throughout this week.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up, just because, I mean, it's one thing to always like, you want to be lighthearted and fun and, post memes and things. But at the end of the day, like, we need to speak up. Like, this isn't going to change. So I think it's, I applaud Porsha. I love her. And yeah, like you said, I can't say the same for a lot of other Bravolebrities. And it's really sad. Like, it's just.
Yeah, I saw Ramona Singer throw in an All Lives Matter comment. So
I didn't even want to go. Like, I can't. I can't. And I mean, it's like, I feel like we've, because before this all, before the George Floyd was murdered, I would follow these stories and I would always ask myself, I'm like, well, what do I do? What do I say? How do I say it? And then I realized I was like, I'm not going to, I need to listen first. You need to listen and educate yourself. And then you just figure it out. You stand up for what's right. And I feel like if people don't get it by now, like, come on.
And for so many people who like sit up here and say like racism isn't real, it's like African Americans and people of color have been in this country for 400 plus years and are still fighting for the basic civil rights, basic human rights that they are owed. And it's not surprising that people are so upset and looting and doing all of these terrible things. But also, I don't want to talk about Trump, but when you have someone who is supposed to be our country's leader suggesting shooting looters and bringing additional violence into the conversation, just doesn't really make things better. So people, in November, if you are angry, fucking vote. Your vote matters, and you need to register. And now, because like the voting situation is probably getting all fucked because of Corona and everybody's freaking out. So take the time now to figure out what your steps are so that you can let your voice be heard in an easy way. And I have like another little just like thing of like what else people can do. Just like educate yourself on African American oppression in the United States. And like, that's not just for yourself, but for your children as well. Your kid learns about Black history once 1 month out of the year of their whole school year. So promote Black leaders and their stories. You can donate to bail funds. I donated to the Freedom Fund in Minnesota, but there's ones in Brooklyn and Louisville and all of these different funds. And then just, practice being anti-racist and just like commit to fighting it wherever you see it, even in yourself. And I've always said it on this show, like, as a white woman of privilege, it's like I can casually talk about these things, but I don't live this life. I don't feel these fears every day. But then to think, every person of color in this country, in addition to my friends and men I've dated and whomever, like the thought that they have to live their life in fear is just disgusting. And it's unfortunate.
It's horrific. And we have to do better.
Yeah. And there's also, I saw this great resource. It's called Anti-Racism Resources for White People. And it's a bunch of like books to read, organizations to follow, TV shows to watch, podcasts to listen to, everything. And so I'm going to post that in the show notes here. So check that out. And just, we got to do better. We got to do better.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm off my soapbox, back to Bravo.
It was important though. Like it
is. And I'm like very nervous to talk about it because I know, like, what are people doing in my hallway right now? I literally think someone's moving. Do they not know?
Not the time.
Truly not the time. But I know people say, like, stay in your lane, don't talk about other things. But, like, when you have people listening and you have ears listening to me twice a week, like, you have to say something. You think I'm not having fun or talking about Bravo, then you probably shouldn't listen to this show. And bye. Girl, bye.
Bye.
Well, other devastating news, a little bit less devastating. Andy Cohen, the patron saint of all things Bravo, recently opened up this week with really sad news, saying he had to give his dog Wacha away. So he posted on Instagram saying, "I've put off sharing this news as long as I could. As you know, Wacha is my first baby, blah, 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 pride and joy." And then he said, no, he said, "Over nearly 7 years that I've been blessed to have Wacha in my life, we have worked to address some occasional random signs of aggression. No effort was spared in the attempt to help Wacha feel adjusted. After an incident a few months ago, numerous professionals led me to the conclusion that my home is simply not a good place for him. Keeping him here would be catastrophic for Ben and worse for Wacha." Oh.
It's sad because it's like, right, if you know Andy or you even just follow him, you know Wacha. I mean, we all know Wacha and he loves him, and it's just kind of heartbreaking because I know a few weeks ago people like were questioning like, "Oh, we haven't seen Wacha." Like I saw it either on Facebook or places, and now I guess he was ready to address it. It's just, that's sad, and you never want to have to do that. But I also understand like he has a son. Like if it's gonna be an issue, I mean.
Yeah. And also a dog like Wacha, who I think is like definitely a beagle and I think like a foxhound or something.
Yeah.
Those are very protective, aggressive dogs. They're literally hunting dogs. So it's not crazy that this dog might have a little bit of aggression, especially living in Manhattan where the dog can't run around and chase birds for 2 hours in the backyard and then come in and like be a chill dog. So I could kind of see that becoming an issue. But, I'm also kind of glad that he rehomed this dog before anything really bad happened. Like when he said like something catastrophic would have happened to Ben, either him being hurt or Wacha, having to be put down or something if the situation kind of escalated to that point.
Yeah, this was the right move. I mean, and if he's happy, like that's all that matters. So.
Oh, it's so sad. Wait, baby Ben making a appearance in the Real Housewives of Atlanta Part 3 reunion.
Oh my God. It was phenomenal. I love him.
Like, so
I love him. He is so cute. Like his head of hair is just like, I just want to like, he's so adorable.
I also like Kenya saying, "Don't call for me a little bit unless I call for you."
I love that was really funny. Honestly, the reunion was, I didn't think it was going to be great over Zoom, but it was phenomenal.
The Atlanta ladies have always like paved ways in doing everything. Like they've nailed this Zoom reunion. And I was kind of worried in the beginning because I'm like, what's it going to be like? Like, I don't want to be in another Zoom meeting, like one of my work meetings. Like I want this to be different. But I kind of felt like however production did it, all of the women, there was like no lag time.
No.
They all were like very in it. And then at certain points, like a normal reunion, all of them are just talking over one another.
Right. It was the same thing. Like it was really well done. Like kudos to Bravo. They did a good job with that.
And after this Part 3, we had Yovanna, the snake, come onto the show. And now people are saying that she has confirmed a peach for the upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta because of her work on the reunion. I say do it. Clearly, Mimi is a little scared of her.
Yeah. I'm all for like bringing in like new people, especially like after Nene's performance, this reunion. And I'm excited for the drama she'll bring, but like give Marlo a peach. If Yovanna's getting a peach before Marlo, like I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just upset mainly for Marlo. Like I'm excited that Yovanna's just going to be this like, I don't know. I feel like she just is not going to hold it back, but like why her over Marlo, who is Been doing the Lord's work since the beginning of time. So
I don't know why they do Marlo so dirty.
like,
And I
what?
think kind of like, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free?
Right.
And I think they're like, she will show up whenever.
Right. And they know she will, but
Why are you doing her like that? Like,
she deserves a peach.
you'll give any random person on another season, like just Lydia from OC. She always is like one of those housewives where I'm like, why did you get a second chance or even a first chance?
Or the 100th housewife, Peggy Sulhani, and I don't even get me started.
I heard her in an interview that she said if she went back to Housewives, she'd 100% get her cancer again. I'm like, I don't think the two are necessarily related. You might end up in a divorce, like losing all your money and like with a busted up new face because of all this plastic surgery.
Right, but like, I can't with her.
My girl. No. But I would be excited to have Yovanna on because now they're saying that Cynthia's going to be off because of the chill of it all.
Right.
She's chilling in Los Angeles, which I would be too. Did you see like that TikTok where it was like, what's that one? It's like, I can't even like, I can't even sing it. Where they're like,
what was that? Yeah. Oh, hey girl, give me something. Yeah. Yep.
They did one.
Of all of them doing it, yeah.
So it was like, all of the chill family. And then at the end, it was just Mike Hill wearing these gray sweatpants. And you saw it all. And that, I was like, bitch, I'm moving to Los Angeles.
We saw, and that's all we need to know.
And I thought, like, I was, like, the perv, like, who, like, saw and was like, I'm going to rewind. All of the comments was like, damn!
Like, whoa.
Oh.
I support her. Yeah, no, that's fine with me.
Oh my God. Well, moving on to news coming out of Dallas. The Real Housewives of Dallas have been stalled for their season 5 taping because of pandemic life, which like is crazy that like the pandemic is now like second to, like the things happening in the news.
Right.
Kind of
like it's not the biggest problem anymore, which is like insane.
Which is a problem.
Yeah, which is a problem.
So the Real Housewives of Dallas is reportedly starting to shoot up, is beginning to shoot again mid-June, and because Texas is open, so why not get them working again? We have a confirmed cast right now of Stephanie Holman, Deandra Simmons, Cameron Westcott, and Carrie Brittingham. Mm-hmm. Randy Redmond took off Real Housewives. I cannot believe the fucking people in my hallway right now. I think someone's moving.
I can't hear them, but if
okay. I'm glad you can't hear them. This poor girl at my show is gonna be like, oh, you keep stopping for them. So Brandy removed her Real Housewives of Dallas name on her Instagram bio, and I think she did that after her, Chinese video came out.
Yeah,
she's trying to distance.
I can't. Yeah, I think. But I was like reading something that, just like the Dallas Instagram accounts, like I was looking and it said she was then confirmed, but I don't know. We won't know until it happens, I guess.
I feel like she really wouldn't go anywhere. Like, what is she?
Right. What
without it?
Right.
And also, like,
unless it's not her choice and, but that's, I don't know.
Leah Locken obviously was fired.
Yeah.
But Bravo has this weird way of like letting the person who's not coming back kind of create the narrative around their own firing.
Right.
When it's kind of clear as day. And Bravo has never spoken up about anything going on in the world right now. Didn't make a comment about Brett or Max. Didn't make a comment about Catherine Dennis.
Yeah.
They've consistently said nothing. And then even Leanne being a perfect example of someone who actually is getting fired for her wrongdoings. So it's like, do you have to be on screen doing the bad thing for Bravo to step in, or what? Like, where's the line?
Right. I know, and I completely agree. I mean, it's especially with housewives being fired in general. Like, you never, even if it's not for something like this, which is absolutely unacceptable. Like, they never really. Right. They let the housewives or any, like, kind of just create their own narrative and be like, well, I left. And it's like, we know the only housewife who ever like left was Bethany, and like that's it. Everyone else was fired, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
I mean, even Carrie Duber once was like, "Yeah, we both got fired." Well, hey, at least you like, but good, like, but that's okay. Like,
right? It's okay. Like, and it's like expected. Like, okay, if you're not doing great, like, bye.
Bye. Well, we also have two other people who supposedly are joining the cast. We have Tiffany Moon, who is an anesthesiologist, a mom, and a fashionista.
Is that her Instagram bio?
I literally took her Instagram bio. And then also, it says wannabe comedian, which you know is the least funny.
Okay. Excited to see her and get to know her.
She does like a few funny TikToks. She did one really clever where she's like, my kind of mimosa. And just like pours a glass of Prosecco or champagne or something. And it's like,
oh well, I can't wait to see her work if she is confirmed.
Her work,
her line of work. I mean, that's exciting though. That there's like a new fate, just like we needed something new.
And also, I like working women on these shows. Yeah. It's nice to see people who aren't just like, well, we went to lunch and then we went shopping and Court's parents have so much money. And like, obviously being moms is work, of course. But, you know, there are other types of housewives out there. They're not all just like sitting up in their beautiful mansion doing something with their gorgeous kids, which like, I would love that.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm excited.
We also have Jennifer David Long, who also has an Instagram bio with just like her nameplates. Like, is that what people are doing now?
Is that what we're supposed? Is that what people do? Is that what? Yeah. Should we be doing that?
I'm going to redo all of my bios tonight to just say like podcaster, corporate slave.
Yeah. Alone.
Yeah. Deeply without a family or loved one.
Not married, no kids. Like, what do you say?
Incredibly single, just got on Tinder this week because I need attention. You know.
Not a mom. Like,
actively using birth control.
Oh my God, I love this.
Yeah, I know. I'm like gonna cry. I'm like, that is my life.
Like, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I'm good, I swear.
Oh my God.
But Jennifer David Long is a realtor, wife, and model. Ooh. And a ginger, so Brandy might have some ginger competition.
Wait, did you say realtor wife or life?
Realtor dash wife, but also realtor life. Like,
what does it entail to be a realtor wife? Realtor what? Realtor wife. Okay, I got it.
She sells homes and is a homemaker.
Exciting.
Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, she actually spoke up a lot about what's going on in the world right now. So it seems like Jennifer might be cool, which I enjoy. But I did hear Tiffany Moon through I don't know where I read anything or see anything or hear anything at this point. But I heard she's kind of conservative and like uber Catholic. And so it would be interesting to see a conservative on Dallas because Dallas is in Texas, you know, and there are other people in the world other than liberals.
Right.
As much as I might not agree with everything that they might say, I think it's important to have those kinds of people on the show just to diversify, just to allow conversation. And like we were saying before, like the only way we're going to have change in this society is if like the non-oppressed people are having conversations that they might not want to have. Right. And in Dallas, I think we saw it on the reunion where Brandy like whips out the fucking folding chair and is like, man, atone for your sins. Like that's not how to create a dialogue about what's going on. And Brandy, like, you also should pull up a chair.
Right. Like that. Come on. You both need to be sitting in that timeout chair and we got to talk about it.
Timeout chair. That's exactly what it was.
That's literally like what I was like, this is timeout.
I love like a stunt like that. And that's the annoying thing that like we're not getting in the Zoom reunions, even though we did have like Nene slam the computer, and I loved when Porsha was like, Andy, we got a question from Porsha in Atlanta.
I love Porsha with all of my being. Like, I love her so much.
She's so funny, so magnetic, and everything she says is like true and has a point. Like, she is no fluff. Like, whereas Kenya talks in circles a lot, Nene talks in circles a lot because they're trying to get themselves out of whatever bullshit situation that they've put themselves in.
Yeah.
But Porsha like always kind of accepts responsibility, and her reads are just beyond any other
So
person.
good.
She needs to
So
do a
good.
master class. Could you imagine?
Oh my God. Sign me up.
Anna Wintour, get out of the way.
Like, let's go.
I did sign up for masterclass. Like my mom was like, oh, I got a thing. And I was like, oh, sick. Like I made like a list of like all of these classes I was going to take and taken none. Not a single one. Like, what even? Like, so stupid. Well, this week was amazing in terms of the shows that were on. Real Housewives of New York gave us Hurricane Leah.
I mean, that was insanity. And I enjoyed every minute of it. Like, the women of New York are like, they know what to do and they know what to say to give us what we need, like, to get through this. Like, they do everything right, although it's not right. It's what we need. And I needed to see that. And that's it. And like Dorinda, like egging Leah on, I was like, I love this. I love this. I am so passionate about Real Housewives of New York.
It was one of those scenes, kind of reminded me of Cartagena, where there was like 6 fights happening at the table, where it's like you couldn't really focus on anything because 400 arguments were happening at once. Like Dorinda and Tinsley are making up. Leah and Sonia
like Leah's throwing a chair and then someone else is kissing, and then like the food, they're trying to bring out the soup, and I'm like,
what is eating a soup? That's all she cares about.
The soup's getting cold. It's like,
and her putting the lobster bib on as a shirt.
No, she's like, I don't know how to. I'm like, oh my God, I love them.
I love them. But so Leah was definitely out of control this episode.
Yeah.
But Ramona Singer's daughter, Avery, recorded all these clips on her Instagram while she was watching, saying, like, this is next level horrible. I'm cringing. And she says, this is nuts. I'm so embarrassed for you, Mom. Like, these people are crazy. How are you associated with them? And then Leah responded saying, are you sure you want to involve Avery Singer in our drama? She's 25, so she's fair game to me. In fact, I'm closer in age to her than you. True. And then, because Leah is somewhat self-aware, which is crazy out of all of this, like,
right,
she always kind of like comes back and is like, yeah, that was a little much, or I was hurt, and this is why I behaved this way. I was drinking to hurt myself, not to hurt you guys, whatever. So she wrote a caption on an Instagram post a couple days ago and saying, so yes, I was upset when Ramona rescinded her invite for the 3rd time. My sister is my best friend and beyond. You don't fuck with her ever. Did I get wasted and act crazy at dinner? Absolutely. Have I done anything the other women haven't done? Nope. But enough about me. Tune in tonight for Ramona. Watch her get embarrassed by my bad behavior. I like how she says like bad behavior.
Yeah, bad behavior.
Behaved
it was bad behavior.
Very, very poorly. You behaved like me in high school after like.
No quotes needed. No air quotes needed.
No. Yes, you heard it right. The woman who defecates on hotel floor rooms, parentheses, and expects others to clean it up, who calls her own friends fat, and who tries to flex on IG during a pandemic is supposedly embarrassed that I got shit-faced. Please. Defecated on a... We did see her do that in Cartagena, but I need to know, I think there is another shitting situation.
I think there is too. Apparently, in the next week or two, there's another situation. Like, and I cannot wait.
Poor Ramona keeps pooping everywhere.
I know. Like, this is not okay. She needs Lisa Rinna's Depends.
Oh, yeah. That's actually good. And get a little crossover deal.
It was just, the whole thing was insanity. And like Avery watching this in the video, I was like, this is like next level. Like, talk about breaking the 4th wall. It's gone. It's out. And I love that we're getting to see the reactions in real time. Cause like, that's something we don't normally get that franchises are just starting to do. So
and I think it gets the fans going clearly.
Yeah.
When there's like additional new drama kind of happening in addition to the insanity happening on screen. It's like, wow, I'm getting it from every angle. This is awesome.
Amazing.
But I do think Leah was like completely inappropriate. And Dorinda 2 episodes ago was out of control at the whatever that place was, like a vineyard.
They've all been out of control. I mean, we can't even deny that.
But this took it to another level. And it was just not good. It was not, it just wasn't good. And I love to party. I love to have fun.
To be a staff, like a server or a wait staff in that, I would pay a significant amount of money to put myself in that situation, like just to watch.
Well,
I want to speak to the wait staff of that night. That's who I want to talk to.
Gotta get him on the pod.
Like, yeah, get him on.
She was like, I'm gonna get 2 extra shots of vodka. Once I heard that, I was like, goodbye. And I felt bad because it was like all stemmed because of like rejection from the man the night before, rejection from Ramona, and I think just feeling like out of place and scared with this group because she knows how out of control they can get. But I don't think that like justifies you having like 30 martinis. Like, that's not a good look.
It didn't justify it. And Ramona was like, you can't say yes and then no and then say yes again. Like, that's wrong. You already said yes, so suck it up. But no, that doesn't justify you acting out the way Leah did. Like, that, but they were both wrong.
I do like how the next day it all was like, Ramona only acted that way because she was triggered because of her child.
I can't.
Luann was like, what are you even saying? You all were blacked out drunk. Like,
when they were like, oh, when Ramona was like, I blacked out, and Luann whispered, she's like, no, you were blacked out. I was like, this is gold.
Oh my goodness.
I love them.
So good. Well, Carol Radziwill from the Real Housewives of New York, who was on a couple seasons ago, started a new column for a beauty website called Violet Grey, and it is a sex column. And her first article was Carol Radziwill's Guide to the Ultimate Sex Drawer. I love this like sex positivity like new thing she's going for.
Yeah, it's great. Get her. I need her and call her daddy to do like a collab or something. Like, get them together.
A crossover vibrator collection?
Yeah, like, get them together. I think it would be fantastic. And like, Carol's, you got to do what you got to do. She's probably making money, doing her thing.
Masturbating a lot, evidently.
Yeah, like, let's do it. Let's go, Carol.
She was saying like how like she grew up in the 70s, and she said this one thing. We lived in upstate New York, quote, arguably the epicenter of key parties, sexual experimentation, and weed. I had no idea upstate New York was so fun. So yeah, Carol is just cracking me up with this. Obviously her Don't Kill My Vibe vibrator necklace, which again, like, I don't vibrator shame, but like, it's the thinnest.
I don't know. It's the one that you do is it the necklace thing?
Yeah. I'm like,
okay.
Does that
she's gonna I will read her recommendations. And
oh my god, like this one you can wear as a chic necklace, tease your partner with it at dinner, and then employ it as a sleek vibrator at home or on the way there.
It's just like the need to bring it out of the house, I guess.
Hope you're sanitizing this fucking vibrator you're wearing to dinner.
Right, and then like on your neck, and then like, what if like you lean over and it gets in your food? Like, that's not safe.
I don't want anyone getting pink eye.
That could cause some problems for everyone.
Oh my god. She has a couple other good sex toys, nice stuff. She's got some lube. And it has a good silky glide, which is most important. FYI, it pays to be organized here because who wants to fumble around for lube in the dark? I recommend using makeup bags, a label maker, and a drawer divider to keep everything in its right place. What is this? A fucking
wow, so it's like an organizational tip too.
This is Gina Kirschneider.
Yeah, she needs to read this about the labels and the dividers, and then maybe we can get everyone situated.
She's got way too many kids. I feel like all of the vibrators are probably like hidden in a closet, like up, or else like.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah. Some nice massage candles, which I've never done anything like that, but
interesting.
I feel, to be quite frank, I feel like hot wax on my body would like kind of be fun, but also be like, ow. I don't know.
Yeah.
So good.
It depends on the temperature, really. I mean,
yeah.
Like when you get a wax, it's not the most fun experience. So like, I can only imagine.
I'm like,
also hot
no.
wax. Probably not regulated by like the FDA. Like, I don't know. Like,
wait, let me see how much this wax candle is.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
$75.
Oh God. Oh, so it's like the Gwyneth Paltrow,
This will smell
section of things.
yes. So this impossibly elegant candle is divine. It smells incredible and melts into an oil to rub all over your bodies. Add a tie from his closet, a blindfold, a wig, bunny ears.
Oh, I like that she adds her own suggestions.
Yeah, she's like, and remember when she like wore bunny ears, like when
Yeah.
they were, like
Yes,
one night, all the ladies were like, even Bethany was like, okay, we all like dress up and dress like fools a lot of the time, but like, why are you wearing bunny ears in Atlantic City?
so weird. That was just like, what? No costume memo. Like, this was just, I can't.
Oh, and then she says, if you haven't used hot massage oil on your partner, you have not lived. So everybody, go to the link in my bio to buy this hot massage oil because clearly none of us are having proper
None of us have lived.
Definitely not.
Noted.
What is that?
It's, if I'm paying $75 for a candle, I'm not in the place in my life where I can do that, but like if I ever am, I don't want to melt the candle. Like I want to keep it. Like I don't want to use it.
I don't want to like rub it off of me and then have a wrap. Yeah. I'm sensitive. Then she does have a breast oil, which I didn't know those existed either. This is an important and mostly neglected part of sexual wellness. We all have skincare routines, so why not show your breasts some love too?
Okay.
Really,
that makes sense, I guess. Like especially if you have kids and I get and breastfeeding, doesn't that like mess it up? I don't know. That makes sense.
Like I haven't been touched in months, so I'm actually gonna buy like a quart of fucking massage oil. I'm like, anyone?
What it all? Like I think this is what you're supposed to do. Just like bathe in it. Okay.
I'm so happy and I'm living and I'm loving sex. This is turning into Call Her Daddy, so that's
it really is. Look, let us know, Barstool. We're ready.
I'm gonna send them an email. I'm like, me and my girl Christine, we will do a joint show 5 days a week. Yeah. We'll talk all about whatever you want for a fraction of what you were going to.
Fraction, like 0.5% of whatever you were offering.
I'll honestly take like a hot dog and a free coffee.
Literally, I'll take anything.
Anything. I'm so desperate. And then she has a good Kegel exercise tracker, which is really nice. Just a way to strengthen your orgasms. And who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for this. She has a couple other different things on this website, Carol Radziwill's Guide to Masking, which I don't really think I need Carol Radziwill to tell me to put something on my face and then wash it.
Yeah, that's self-explanatory. I wonder if she had a ghostwriter, right?
I mean, she probably had like 3 deadlines. She missed them all, and then like
she missed them.
Fathom that. I've been rewatching season 7 because I wanted to see Dorinda's first season, and Carol was in it and was like in an interview with her, or in an interview, a conversation with her editor, and she was like, "Wait, so you're telling me deadlines are in the contract?"
I can't. That was like,
yeah, you fucking idiot. What?
I can't.
Nothing, so sorry. And then I also just wanted to say on New York, we have to congratulate Alex McCords for getting a master's in psychology. I feel like after being on Real Housewives of New York for 4 seasons, the trauma that ensues in a person's life would have to do something to a person's psyche. So I'm glad that she's like, I can hopefully now.
She's a professional now. Like she knows how to handle. I honestly want to see her put her back on the show now that she has this knowledge, and let's see what happens.
I mean, Ramona would still like start to cry just at the sight of her and Simon. Like she can't understand what Alex McCords is all about.
She doesn't, I can't.
And they also celebrated their 20-year anniversary. And I want to say, congrats to people meeting on Craigslist and staying together for 20 years. That's incredible.
I can't, nothing bad to say about that.
Creates personal ad if they exist anymore.
Go ahead.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's show. Christine, thank you so much for coming on.
I had so much fun.
This was really fun. Where can people find you, follow you, and all of the above?
Yeah, I mean, on Instagram, I'm at Christine Biancavilla. It's spelled how it is sounded, but anyway. When
I saw your last name, I was like writing it down, and I immediately wrote Villa Blanca, and then I was like, no. my brain is so fucking twisted that like that's immediately where I go.
I am changing my name to Christine Villablanca, and that's that. Because like my name is so long, I wanted it to be something shorter, but I had been like fighting with Instagram. Someone who had the name was inactive, and then they wouldn't give it to me. So I was like, whatever. There it is, Christine Biancavilla. It is what it is. And on Twitter, I'm fairly active. X-Teen Biancs with an X.
Right. Well, thank you again for coming on. This is great.
I had so much fun. Thanks for having me.